Once upon a time, a wealthy king sought a suitable man to marry his daughter. So he decided to create a challenge to test whether an individual has the appropriate attitude and will not quit at the first indication of adversity. To pass the test, each candidate had to put on royal metal armor and ascend 1,000 stairs to the top of the mountain, where the king's palace was. Numerous men gathered from the whole way across the world to take on the challenge. However, when they put on the shield, they comprehended that the undertaking would be impossible. Most of the men gave up. At that point, they looked up at the leftover 999 and surrendered. Several men made it to the second step before abandoning their task. Thus it went on for the following several hundred people, with some arriving at the third stage. The king appeared to be very worried. He wondered if someone was deserving of his daughter. Everyone who came to try their luck with the challenge stayed away after they saw everyone who attempted to compete in the challenge fail miserably. Nobody thought it was possible. So far, everyone has failed, and they were discussing how the task was designed to be impossible to finish. The most powerful military men attempted and failed. The top athletes tried but failed. Even the most muscular men couldn't go past the third stairwell. Nobody could make it any further. The king seemed to be extremely worried. He questioned whether anyone deserved his daughter. After witnessing every attempt to compete in the challenge fail terribly, everyone who came to try their luck with it left. Nobody believed it to be feasible. They were debating how the assignment was intended to be impossible to complete because everyone has so far failed. The strongest military men tried, but failed. Top athletes attempted but were unsuccessful. Even the strongest guys were unable to get past the third stairwell. No one was able to advance further. Then, to everyone's surprise, a young man who didn't seem particularly ordinary or outstanding announced his want to try. He got his chance, just like everyone else before him. He put on the bulky equipment and walked up the stairs. He wouldn't get past the first step, according to everyone. He quickly moved to the second, though. He struggled to get to the fourth step with his trembling feet. But he exhaled deeply and continued walking. Even though he felt like he was about to pass out, he was adamant on continuing. One step at a time, he kept telling himself, "I only need to complete this one." He experienced a significant pull from the rope as he approached the fifth step. Amazingly, the armor felt lighter in this following stage. He was tired but determined to take one more step. So the young man went on. Each stride brought his armor lighter and his goal closer. At the point when the young fellow completed the test, the Lord commended him and afterward uncovered confidential about the test. The test intended to ensure that the person who will wed my little girl isn't the kind of man who surrenders after the primary several troublesome minutes. The armor represents the difficult times, and the magnet on top, which made each step easier after the first few you had to make on your own, represents the willpower and strength that will make your future challenge easier to bear. Because with the right person at your side, as well as the right mentality and focus, you can do anything, no matter how huge the problem is. Therefore, you know that the most difficult part of any problem you and your partner will encounter in the future is the initial steps, and it will become easier from there. You have proven yourself worthy, and now you have my blessings to marry my daughter.